Hello and welcome to Meals on Wheels of Charlottesville, Albemarle. We are so thrilled to have you here as a new volunteer. This video will serve both as your introduction to Meals on Wheels as well as a training video for the various volunteer roles that we offer here at our site. So, who are we? Meals on Wheels is a nonprofit organization that delivers hot, nutritious meals to the residents of the Charlottesville, Albemarle area who find it difficult or impossible to prepare meals for themselves. Each day, our volunteers both pack and deliver meals to our 250 plus clients that live throughout the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County. 97% of our funding comes from individual donors and grants, and we receive less than 3% of our funding from one local government grant source, and no funding from the Meals on Wheels of America or the Older Americans Nutrition Act. There is no age limit to those that we serve, as we focus on providing access to food to those that otherwise would be unable. For some, that means that they need short-term assistance while they recover from a surgery or an illness, and for others that may require more long-term care. But regardless of the reason, Meals on Wheels provides daily social interactions to clients living throughout Charlottesville, Scottsville, Crozet, North Garden, Keswick, and Earlysville. This is our community. These are our clients. They are not faceless strangers. They're our neighbors. They're your neighbors. They're friends, relatives, colleagues, family. And I just wanted to share a quote here from one of our current clients that says, "I'm so glad that I get meals delivered to me. My late husband and I delivered meals, and now they're being delivered to me." So what goes around comes around. And I think that just really beautifully demonstrates how our community is so connected. So a little bit of housekeeping. We are located at 704 Rose Hill Drive, and our hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. While we don't make deliveries on the weekend, we do offer the option of frozen meals that will be delivered to clients on Fridays, so that our clients are able to heat them up and then have them both Saturdays and Sundays. Volunteer parking is located in the back of the building, and we have spots that are marked with signs for Meals on Wheels volunteers. Should you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our volunteer manager or check our website and social media for updates on things like inclement weather. There are two major job types for volunteers that you could fulfill at Meals on Wheels: a packer and a driver. Packers parse out and package the meals into insulated bags for each driver to then take and deliver to clients on their route. Each job will take about an hour out of your morning, either from around 9 a.m. to around 10:30 a.m. for packers, or from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for drivers. There are over 30 routes that go out each day for Meals on Wheels. Some only consist of 3 people, others 10 to 12. It all depends on where the clients live. But each route is optimized to take no more than an hour, and more. We'll get more into both of these jobs in the training portion of the video. All of our volunteers have access to the volunteer portal and app. And we encourage everyone to use both, as it is more efficient than making phone calls or sending emails. And it helps us here at Meals on Wheels get better information on the well-being of our clients. The portal is a hub for volunteers so that they can preview the driving route, request a substitute, and pick up a volunteer position. And the app is primarily used to provide feedback to us at Meals on Wheels regarding the client or on any given driving route, and help the volunteers immediately access driving directions via their phone. Training for both of these will be found at the end of this video. Now that you understand a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and who we serve, let's jump into the training portion of the video so that you can get a better idea of what you'll be doing as a volunteer. Please note the timestamps down in the play bar of this video so that you can get a better idea of each job and where that training portion begins. Thank you. Welcome to the driving portion of the Meals on Wheels volunteer training tutorial. Drivers deliver both hot and cold portions of the lunch to each client on their assigned route. You should arrive at the Meals on Wheels office no earlier than 10:30 a.m., with the exception of early routes and shuttle drivers arriving no earlier than 10 a.m. Please remember to remain masked while making your deliveries. During your delivery, you can use the Meals on Wheels app to get directions, any specific delivery instructions, and to leave necessary feedback regarding the client and drop-off. When you arrive, park in the back of the building in the spots marked for Meals on Wheels drivers. Enter through the pink double doors on the side of the building and ask the volunteer behind the table for the route number that you were assigned. You'll get 2 insulated bags, one hot portion and one cold portion. They'll each be marked with a tag that corresponds to the route number that you've been assigned to take. Before you leave, take enough plastic bags in the container by the entrance so that you can put both the hot and cold boxes into one bag per each client listed on your route sheet. If you don't have a smartphone, please ask the volunteer for a paper copy of that route sheet. Once you arrive at your first destination, take the hot and cold portions out of the insulated bags for the client and put it into one grocery bag. Many recipients might be slow to get to the door as they may use a walker or a wheelchair, so please wait at least 30 seconds before moving on to the next delivery. Address each person by name and speak clearly in a volume that's appropriate for the client's needs. Some recipients don't hear very well and they might be easily confused, so be patient and courteous with them. If they appear to be confused, remind them that you're here with Meals on Wheels and that you've brought them their meal for the day. Friendly conversation is a hallmark of our volunteer service. And you might be the only person that they see that day, and you might be their primary source of social contact. All of that to be said, it is not necessary, especially at this time, to enter the recipient's home. If a client doesn't answer the door, look for a cooler outside or place the meal inside the door. If there's no cooler, place it on the front doorknob, or you can place it on a table or a chair outside their door. The main goal is just to keep the food off of the ground. If there's a meal left over from the previous day, be sure to toss that into a trash can and leave the meal from today. After you leave, go back to the Meals on Wheels app and mark that the client didn't answer the door and that there was food remaining. Both of those are key points of information for us to have so that we can conduct a wellness check and follow up with the client. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact the Meals on Wheels office for any delivery instruction, clarifications, or client-related questions. You can also make a note of any concerns that you might have regarding a client in the app. And for the app training portion of the video, be sure to check the timestamps below and skip ahead to that portion. You're ready to be a route driver. Congratulations. Thank you so much for watching this portion of the video. These are some important driver highlights that all route drivers need to be aware of when volunteering with Meals on Wheels. Please knock and talk loudly when addressing a client, and be sure to wait at least 30 seconds for a client to answer the door before moving on to the next delivery. Never leave a bag of food on the ground. Please either put it in their cooler that's right outside their door, or you can tie the handles of the plastic bag in a knot and hang the food on their doorknob. To save time and help us gather more information, please use the app to communicate client information, such as if a client didn't answer their door, if there's an unsafe delivery situation like an aggressive dog or a difficult driveway, if the client does not seem to be feeling well or isn't seeming like themselves, if there's an unsafe condition for the client, such as a loose railing or a broken step, or really anything else that you think we should be made aware of. Please call the office and speak with the client manager to discuss a situation that you feel needs immediate feedback. The biggest red flag for us is if there is a meal left over. You can report this on the app as well, or you can call the office if you feel the situation is urgent. Letting us know whether or not there's a meal left over will allow us to reach out to the client directly, their emergency contact, and do a wellness check on them to make sure that they are doing okay. To save time for both you and the volunteer manager, please use the volunteer portal to check on a route, to request a substitute for a route, or to pack and to see what substitute volunteer positions are open. The portal will not allow you to report that you need a sub if it's within 24 hours of your assigned shift. So please call the office for those cases and leave a voicemail if necessary on the volunteer manager's voicemail box. This is the cold packing portion of the Meals on Wheels volunteer training video. As a cold packer, you'll be putting the cold boxes for each client on every route into an insulated bag for the route driver. You should arrive by 9 a.m. and please remain masked while in the building. Similarly to the route drivers, arrive and park in the back of the building and come through the double pink doors on the side of the building. Once you arrive, you can go straight to the back storage area and you can pick up the insulated bags that you'll be needing to pack in, one per each route. Typically, the larger bags are better. If you can't find a tag or a bag for any given route, then you can take one of the bags from the bottom right section of the shelves and put a tag from the accordion folder of extra tags so that you can make your own. For each route, there's a list of clients that you'll see on our tablet. Pack the meals in reverse order of the clients that as they appear on that route sheet. And that way, the first meal on the list will be at the top of the bag for the delivery driver. Some people have multiple meals on the weekends, and that will be noted under the meals portion of under the meals column on the route sheet. If there are any frozen meals that a client might have, you can slip them onto the top or the sides of the bag wherever there's space. Once you've finished packing the bags, place them in the designated area, leaving space for the bag with the hot meals to be placed in front of or next to them. So as you can see, once he's finished up packing the bags, he then takes them to the other side of the room and places it next to the previous route that he has already packed. And that's all there is to it. You're ready to be a cold packer. Congratulations, and thank you for watching this portion of the video. This is the hot packing portion of the volunteer training video for Meals on Wheels. So hot packing involves 3 volunteers. There's the stamper, the labeler, and the packer. Each should arrive by 9 a.m. and remain masked at all times while in the building. The stamper has a relatively simple job. So while masked and gloved, you take the compostable food container and place it in the stamper machine. Pull the clear plastic over top just so there's enough hanging over the edge for the client to pull and open the food. Press down on the plastic handle and use the hot plate to seal the meal. Be very careful. This surface gets incredibly hot. Once you're done, pass the sealed meal to the labeler. The labeler will then take the sealed meals and from the stamper and put the labels onto the clear plastic. The labels will have the client's name, route number, and diet on them. Try to label them in reverse numerical order as they appear on the route sheet, and when you're done, pass them to the packer. The packer will then take the labeled meals and pack them in the appropriate route bags in reverse numerical order. This will be the most accommodating for the driver so that they don't have to dig around the insulated bag for each hot portion of the meal. Once you've finished a route, zip up the bag and place it next to the corresponding cold bag for that route. And that's all there is to it. You're ready to be a hot packer. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask another volunteer or staff person at any point. We are happy to help. Thank you so much for watching these portions of the volunteer training video. And now we can move on to the portal and app training part of the video. These are the last 2 sections, and they will help you both with understanding the volunteer portal hub as well as the Meals on Wheels app that you can use both to sign up for a route, to deliver a route, and to leave crucial information on our clients. Thank you. Hi, welcome to Meals on Wheels. We are so excited to have you volunteering with us. This video is going to be a short but thorough look at our online portal, which is going to give you the most control over your volunteering schedule. So let's jump into it.
Once your application has been processed by the volunteer manager, you should receive an automated email with a link that will take you to the web page, prompting you to create your own password. 99% of the time, your username will be your first name _ your last name. But if there's any confusion as to what your username might be if you set up this account a long time ago, feel free to give us a call and we can check on that for you. Your password is completely up to you. Just make sure it's something that you can easily remember but isn't too common. Once you've created your password, you will be redirected to the login page. Once you put in your username and password, you will be taken to the main page of the portal. Here is where you will find any announcements that might be posted, as well as substitutes needed for the next few days. This list is always updating, so if someone takes a route via the portal, once you refresh your browser page, the route will no longer be listed as needing a sub. If you would like to take one of the routes you see listed on the main page, simply click on the route that you're interested in, scroll down on the page until you find the open route on the day that you want it, and click Fill Substitution. The portal will ask if you're sure that you want to take this job, select OK, and you're all set. That route will be taken off of the main page and you will be put on the schedule for that route on that day. If you'd like to review an upcoming route that you're assigned, go to the top right and click on the 3 lines. Depending on your screen layout, like mine, you may just see all the menu options in a line at the top of your screen. Select My Jobs and then click whichever route that you would like to review. You'll be able to see a list of addresses and a driving route that you'll be taking. You'll be given a printout of the route sheet for each route that you take, which will include a list of addresses and any specific delivery instructions. If you can't come in for a route and you need to put in a substitute request, select the 3 lines at the top right corner or just select My Jobs and you'll see a list of all of the routes you're currently assigned. Scroll to find the route that you need a sub for and click Request Substitute. You'll then be asked if you are sure that you want to request a sub for that certain date. Click OK. And that route will then disappear from your job list and be put on the main page under Substitution Requests. To return to the main page, click Meals on Wheels in the top left corner. If you've had a change in phone number or an address, you can edit your information by going to the top 3 lines in the right-hand corner and selecting My Profile from the menu. Here you can edit your phone number, home address, remove your home phone number if you've disconnected your landline, etc. If you've forgotten your password, you can easily reset it. Rather than clicking the login button when you visit portal.cvillemeals.org, click Reset Password. You'll then be instructed to put in your email address, and you will be sent an email that will include your username, instructions, and a link on how to reset your password for your account. Click on the link in the email, and you'll be able to easily change your password.
And that's it. That's our online portal. Feel free to use this video as a reference at any point if you need to come back and check on how to do things and how to navigate our online portal. It's going to be the easiest way for you to have access and control over your volunteering schedule. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to having you volunteering with us soon. Bye!
Hi everybody, today we're going to be looking at our brand new Meals on Wheels app. So to download the app, open the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending upon your mobile device, and search Meals on Wheels CA for Charlottesville, Albemarle. You should see an app that looks like this, and as you can see it says open instead of download. That's just because I've already downloaded the app, which we'll see in a second, but this is what the preview will look like when you are in the App Store or the Google Play Store. So let's go ahead and open the app. And as you can see, I don't have any upcoming jobs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the button at the bottom that says Be a Substitute. And that's going to take me over to my browser and open up the online volunteer portal. So I'm going to log in using the same login information that I was given when I first became a volunteer. And that is the same login information that you will use to log into the app. I can then sign up to take a route and be a sub. And then I can go back into the Meals on Wheels app, and there it is. Now before we get into what it looks like to review the app, let's look at the menu options we have. So if you click on the little gear icon at the top, you'll see all these options: privacy policy, substitute portal, call us, which will call our office. We don't need to do that, so we can back out of that. But these are all of the menu options that you'll have available. So when you go and click on the route, you'll see that each one of these clients, it says future delivery, But just for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go up to the very first client, we're going to click on that information and get a preview of what it will look like. All of this is the delivery instructions that you would see normally on the printed route sheet. So this is specific to this client and their living situation. So even though this is a future delivery, I'm going to go ahead and click Get Directions, and that's going to open up Google Maps if you're an Android user, or Apple Maps if you're an iPhone user, and that's going to give us step-by-step directions on how to get from your current location to the client. I'm working from home today, so it's a bit of a drive, but you get the idea. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I went ahead and assigned myself to a route that I could take today, and you can already see a difference. Each client notes that they are missing feedback, and there is a to-do and a completed section. So just like in the previous route, you're able to get directions, but now there's a how did it go section. So for example, you could say that the client answered, everything was all good, and you have the option to leave additional notes. If the client didn't answer and you left the meal at the door, additional notes are required, just to let us know that the client didn't answer, where you left the meal, if they had a cooler out, etc. There's also the option to say that the client did answer, and you can say that they need follow-up. There's the option again to leave additional notes, and this could be anything along the lines of the client's front door steps were broken, or that the client had an aggressive dog and you didn't feel safe coming too close to their entrance. This is also a really good opportunity to let us know if there are any medical concerns that would need immediate follow-up. For example, they seemed out of it or their speech was slurred. This is all really important information that we at Meals on Wheels need to know so that we can follow up with the client, their emergency contact, and any other person that might need to be made aware of any sort of immediate issue. So when you go back, you can see that that client's name has disappeared from the top of the list, and they have been moved from the to-do to the completed section. You can click on that client's name, you can scroll down to the bottom, and if you didn't leave notes, or you did and you'd like to follow up on anything, make additional notes, change any feedback, you're always able to come back and edit the notes. Then you can scroll down to the bottom and it will say update feedback as opposed to submit feedback. All of this will go directly to our client manager and is important for us to know. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching our tutorial on how to download and use our new Meals on Wheels app. We look forward to getting all of the client and route feedback from you all as you go about your deliveries.